Donald Trump has reached even Ukrainians living in America. The Trump administration is preparing to deport numerous Ukrainians with final orders to return to their war-torn homeland as the government seeks to increase the scale of deportations. And Ukraine is taking steps to strengthen its relationship with Washington. This is the kind of report published by the Washington Post today, and the Ukrainian embassy in the United States has already officially confirmed this information. At the same time, Ukrainian officials say they will find a use for the deported Ukrainians, which sounds absolutely outrageous. Lawyers claim this breaks international law due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. But apparently, there are also questions for those Ukrainians who are being deported because, in fact, all of them have been accused of breaking United States laws. So let's try to figure out this story and these loud headlines about Ukrainians being deported from the United States of America. My name is Alexei Pichi. Let's discuss this topic together, but before we start, I ask you to subscribe to this channel, like this episode, and leave any detailed comment under this video. Also, subscribe to my Telegram channel Peachy News, the link is in the description of this video. There we post breaking news as it comes in. If you want to support the work of this YouTube channel, you can do so financially using any of the provided methods or by purchasing a paid sponsorship subscription through the links and details. As stated in the video description, support the Alexei Pichi channel in any way you prefer. Any support you can give is appreciated. So, the Washington Post writes that the United States Department of Justice stated in a lawsuit that the United States government plans to deport 41-year-old Roman S. to Ukraine as early as Monday. His lawyers stated that apparently Immigration and Customs Enforcement is trying to deport a significant number of Ukrainian citizens, and other detainees are being told that they will be deported on military flights to Ukraine or Poland. Also on Monday, November 17th. In fact, these are the first deportations of Ukrainians from the country amid Russia's ongoing war against Ukraine. The ambassador of Ukraine to the United States, Olha Stefanishina, confirmed this information and stated that the embassy is aware of about 80 Ukrainian citizens who have received final deportation orders due to violations of United States law. She added that United States authorities are working on logistical issues to carry out the deportations, given the lack of direct international air service to Ukraine. Next, I'll quote Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, Stefanishina. It should be noted that deportation is a widely used legal mechanism provided for by the immigration laws of most countries in the world. This is a standard procedure applied to all foreign nationals and stateless persons who violate the terms of their stay in the United States regardless of their citizenship. It is proposed to record this point here. Both the Washington Post and Olha Stefanishina say all deported individuals are accused of breaking the law. Soon, some interesting points will appear here, but right now the Washington Post reveals an interesting detail. Quote, Ukraine has a history of being unwilling to fully cooperate with the United States in their efforts to deport certain immigrants, such as Roman S., who were born in the Soviet Union and whose citizenship has remained unclear for decades. But the situation may change as Ukraine is struggling to repel Russian attacks, recruit soldiers, and maintain the support of the United States government. The Washington Post hints at Ukrainian Roman S. has been in the States for a long time and has been living there without legal status, so it's unlikely that he is a refugee from the war. But what really surprised me was the reaction to this news from one of the officials in Volodymyr Zelensky's team. Next, here's another paragraph from the Washington Post article. Literally, the United States can deport as many as they want, said an advisor to President Volodymyr Zelensky, who wished to remain unnamed in order to discuss the political issue. We will find a worthy use for them, he added. Excuse me, but since when does some presidential advisor get to decide how to use Ukrainian citizens, even if they're being accused of breaking the law in America and so on? Since when does any advisor even have the right to speak like that? We will find a worthy use for a citizen. Who do some officials think they are? At this time, Roman's lawyers stated that they are concerned that Ukrainians and other former citizens of the Soviet Union are at risk of being deported without being given the opportunity to appeal the deportation. Quote, at least in some cases, detainees apparently are not given the right to demonstrate their fear of deportation. This is illegal. Ukraine is a combat zone and martial law is currently in effect. Next, a representative of the United States Department of Homeland Security stated, quote, due to operational security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement does not confirm future removal operations. But Roman S. was provided with full due legal process and his claims were reviewed. But as they say, there is another side to this story. Because not all Ukrainians are saints. For example, the Washington Post writes about another Ukrainian who will also be deported on Monday. The publication writes, quote, Andrei B. He said that he came to the United States in 1990 at the age of 13 as a Jewish refugee from the Soviet Union. He also said that at some point he had a green card, and he tried to get a Ukrainian passport, but he never got one. Andrei B. was convicted of second-degree murder more than 10 years ago. According to the office of California Governor Gavin Newsom, Andrei B. and his family confronted a business partner. When Andrei B. was leaving, he fired from his car and unintentionally fatally struck his relative. Nevertheless, if the United States deports all 80 people, it will be the largest number in recent years. According to ICI, 53 Ukrainians were deported from the United States in 2024. But, I repeat, once again, those Ukrainians who clearly break the law are being deported. Let's return to our main character, Roman S. As it became known, at the age of 18, Roman S. committed a burglary. He and his friends committed an armed motorcycle hijacking. As a result, Roman S. served more than 11 years in a California state prison. In 2014, they already tried to deport him to Ukraine, but Ukraine couldn't confirm his citizenship and refused to take him. That's why we need to stop the panic here and definitely put an end to the manipulations that some people are now trying to spread on social media. As we can see, they really are deporting those Ukrainians who are clearly breaking the law. I'll leave it at that. Share your opinion and conclusions in the comments below this episode. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and don't forget to like. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everyone.